This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, disappointed the Red Sox did not get the series sweep in the Bronx Sunday night, of course. Disappointed that I really felt with the 2 runs in the 6th inning that they were going to come back and win this game. Absolutely. But they take 3 out of 4. They move on to Baltimore. Dustin May, like Walker Buehler, who gave up a home run in the 8th inning in his first game of the season out of the bullpen, you're both on notice right now. And with that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and national show host, ESPN Radio, Satellite Radio. Ellis Burks is and will always be one of my all-time favorite Boston Red Sox players. We are providing reaction every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you download your podcast. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers, our first-timers, yes, our Royal Rooters, with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel as we are live. Then hit that comment button and share your thoughts on the Red Sox disappointing 7-2 loss in the finale against the Yankees in New York. The 8-game win streak against the Yankees coming to an end, but again, it's on to Baltimore. Split that series or take 3 out of 4 from Baltimore, and you have had a successful 8-game road trip. We are presented by 5 Hour Energy. Enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31, 2025.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Oh, Dustin May. That's where we start. 4 1/3 innings, 5 earned runs, 5 hits, 3 home runs, walked 3, struck out 3. And it really could have been a whole heck of a lot worse as he walks the first 2 batters of the game and then is able to wiggle out of trouble and not allow a run in the first inning. Gave up 2 in the second, gave up a run in the third, gave up another run in the 4th inning, gave up a run in the 5th inning. Really did not feel like he competed at a high level. Really disappointed. I don't want to say with the body language, but I'm going to. Because Dustin May, giving up the home runs that he gave up, 3 total, including 2 to Trent Grishman, it just felt like he was so discouraged with himself and didn't understand what he did wrong. Well, it was about location. And he was just it seemed like he was in the middle of the plate all night long. Now, I don't like talk about umpiring because present day you talk about umpiring, you're talking about bad umpiring. And no, in no way, shape, or form, and I don't look at umpire reports, but in no shape or form, no way in the world can you walk away from Sunday night's game thinking that home plate umpire Charlie Ramos had a good night. I'm shocked that Aaron Boone did not get ejected from a game in this series. I'm really surprised that there wasn't a single Yankee hitter ejected during the course of this series, because I'm not going to say 60% of the called strike threes or called strikes went against Yankee hitters. I don't know what it was. I don't know the percentages. I don't know truly how bad they were. Again, I'm not going to waste my time looking at an umpire's report. To me, baseball-wise, we've got enough numbers. Do I really need to look at an umpire's report to justify they had a good or bad night? No. It's not what we're doing here. But I really thought in that 6th inning, Rodon was terrific. And if you don't get, and I've said this before, and it's the case with a lot of good quality starting pitchers, and Rodon is certainly that. If you don't get to him early, you may not get to him. But that 6th inning, and you saw it a little bit in the 5th inning, Duran walked. Rafaela reaches on a fielder's choice. They get the out, force out on Duran. Narvaez hits into a double play. But in that 6th inning, Garcia strikes out. Romy Gonzalez, to me, lost at the plate, but it's hard to say that when he worked an 11-pitch walk with 1 out in the 6th inning. Bregman down in the count, 0-2. And I don't think the 2 pitches to Bregman, the first 2 pitches were strikes. Bregman walks. Then Anthony, a fly out. The ball would have been out of 4 ballparks, including Fenway. I was shocked by that. Because any fly ball at Yankee Stadium that's hit center field to left field, it doesn't matter. I mean, Yankee fans are conditioned. Ball's hit in the air, they think it's leaving. Right field, you got a pretty good shot. Center field, Anthony fly out, 2 outs in the inning, and then Story walks as well to load up the bases. Carlos Rodon threw 37 pitches in that 6th inning. Luke Weaver came on, Nathaniel Lowe pinch hits. Hits for Eaton, who I think was too far up in the batting order on Sunday night, but Alex Cora is not going to get my words there, in my opinion, and that's okay. But Nathaniel Lowe comes through. 2 out, 2-run bloop single, 2 runs across. Duran strikes out, which I was surprised by that in the 6th inning by Duran. But 2 runs across, 5-2 game. Now the Yankee bullpen set up nicely, but they need to get 9 outs, and credit to them, they did. And what was a 5-2 game going to the bottom of the 8th inning became a 7-2 game as Walker Buehler comes out of the bullpen and gives up a home run, the second of the night off the bat of Jazz Chisholm Jr. So Trent Grisham, Jazz Chisholm, both 2 home runs in the game. 9th inning, Lowe a base hit, second of the game. Duran strikes out again. Rafaela double. Narvaez strikes out. Yoshida, who pinch hit earlier in the game in the 7th inning for Garcia. Ground out to third, ball game over, 7-2 the final. And as I'm talking about Yoshida right now, I'm reminding myself that really, did Masa Yoshida need to pinch hit for the password in the 7th inning? I really don't think he needed to. As a pinch hitter, retired on what we call a lazy pop-up. So now you move on. Richard Fitz was up in the bullpen, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. You can follow me on the X at Lennox on Baseball, by the way. I'll drop that in there. Fitz was throwing, so does that mean Kyle Harrison's coming? I called it earlier in the weekend. Maybe Kyle Harrison was already en route tonight. Maybe Kyle Harrison somehow, some ways in New York, but wasn't at the ballpark. But you're really going to make him travel on Monday to Baltimore from Worcester or Logan, whichever airport he's flying out of? I don't know what the password did the other day when he came to New York. But I think you make it awfully difficult for a pitcher, different than a position player. Is Kyle Harrison coming up or not? We should have known that. Now it feels like Fitz. But again, Fitz threw a couple pitches. How many? How heated was he? How warmed up and ready to go was he Sunday night in the Bronx? I don't know. But couldn't you just, I know another move has to be made. But come on. But May and Buehler, Buehler gives up the 2-run home run. Got the 1 out, the final out as he came into the game. And Bernardino did a nice job. But again, Buehler got Caballero pop up to the catcher Narvaez for the final out on just 1 pitch in the 6th inning. But again, gives up that home run in the 8th inning. And you can't do that in that situation. You're not really cruising along. You're throwing a lot of pitches. You're working deep counts, but you give up the 2-run home run. Now you're really not within striking distance. Move on. Had an opportunity to sweep the series, win a 9th in a row against the Yankees, position yourselves a little bit better in the wild card race for that top spot in the AL wild card race. Did not happen. Could have picked up a game. This is a big Sunday. Could have picked up a game. Could have been 4 games behind the Blue Jays, who lost to the Marlins in Miami on Monday. Could have been 4 games back with 5 weeks to go in the regular season. Did not happen. So this was a big Sunday loss. Last Sunday. Need I remind you of last Sunday's loss at Fenway against the Marlins? Now it's off to Baltimore. And what do? We take a brief break. We're going to tell you who we're sponsored by. And we're going to move on and hear from you, our Royal Rooters, next. Up and down the lineup, there are a couple of guys right now. Romy Gonzalez, again, walked on 11 pitches against Rodon in that 6th inning. That was big. But otherwise, 0 for 3 and a strikeout. When he struck out in his last at-bat on the 0-1 pitch, kind of in between, I don't know if he was guessing or not. And then it wasn't a great swing on a pitch that was well up in the zone when he went down on strikes. Bregman 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 1st inning. That was the only hit Rodon gave up in his outing. Went 5 2/3. It's an ugly line overall. 5 2/3, almost threw 40 pitches in that 6th inning. Was sort of cruising right along until he ran into a heap of trouble in the 6th. 5 2/3, 1 hit, 2 earned runs. Both of those runs coming after he had departed the game. He walked 5, struck out 303 pitches, 59 strikes. You want to go after a guy like that. You want to see him in there in a playoff game. But Yoshida doesn't need to get at bats right now. It's the point in the season. You don't need wasted at bats and weak contact by Masa Yoshida, who ends up with 2 at bats and grounds out to end the ball game. Jarren Duran, 0 for 3, a walk, 2 strikeouts, now at .334 with the on-base percentage. Moving him around a lot in the lineup. Why Nate Eaton had to hit behind Trevor Story, I don't know. Your comments, we hear from you, the Royal Rooters, next. Locked On Red Sox postcast. Would have loved to have taken all 4. You take 3 out of 4, you win the series. But again, you lose a series finale, and you just have that pit in your stomach where you know it could have been a heck of a lot more. And there were a lot of different things here. You could have been 2.5 up on the Yankees in the AL wildcard race. Not the case. Not the case on this Sunday. And our Locked On Red Sox postcast is presented by 5-Hour Energy. It is time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime-flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5-Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you are going to love, and you do love, without ever leaving the green, without ever leaving the course. Golf, hey, good times with good people. That's what it's all about. And good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor of 5-Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down that beverage cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip right now. Visit 5hewin.com. That's 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase is necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31, 2025. Locked On Red Sox postcast also presented by FanDuel. August 26th. It's here, babe. It's here this week. August 26th, officially FanDuel Futures Day. A brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours on August 26th, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So, whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Who's going to be your MVP? Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, someone else? Crown your champion before August. Right now, are you thinking Eagles for the repeat? I have so many friends who would love to see that happen. Are you thinking the Chiefs are going to be back in the Super Bowl and win it next February? Bills, that would make my sister and brother-in-law happy and their kids as well. Pats, maybe next year, maybe the year after that. Might be a little early for the Patriots. You can also parlay your division winner, dark horses, as well with FanDuel. Visit the FanDuel app today. Start planning your futures bets now because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. We hear from you, our Royal Rooters, in just a moment. Numbers of the night. Some of them aren't really pretty. Red Sox pitchers giving up 6 home runs total, 4 in the final game of the 4-game series in the Bronx. Third time this season, Red Sox pitchers have given up 4 home runs in a game. Once this year, they've given up 5 home runs in a game. Red Sox 7-14 when collecting 5 or less hits in a game this season. That's 21 games, 5 or less hits, 5 total, 2 hits in the 9th inning, come up short. And they're now 23-19. Remember when the Red Sox were winning just about every series finale? Well, 23-19 now overall in the season in the final game of a series, that through the first 42 series of the season, and just 5-6 in the series finale over their first 11 series since the All-Star break. Who is our leadoff hitter as we hear from you, our Royal Rooters? Where are we going here? Yeah, Emily, you got a streak going. Emily talk sucks. I know I shouldn't be upset. We won the series, but I am. Emily, I'm right there with you. In that 6th inning, I really thought you're within striking distance. Duran strikes out. I would have liked to have seen Duran come through. Just get a little closer. Got it to 5-2. Turns out, don't get any closer. And 7-2 the final. Dustin May, just giving up 2 in that second and then single runs in each of the next 3 innings. It wasn't his night. But it's just, you got to want more. He's got to go out there and say, I'm the guy who's going to help pull off this series sweep. I'm the starting pitcher who's going to extend this win streak to 9 in a row against the Yankees. That did not happen. Andrew the GOAT, Red Sox failed to sweep the Yankees tonight. Bad job by the Red Sox. Yeah, it was. It really was in some ways. Jeff, Duran needs to sit for a few days. Too many Ks lately. I'm not going to disagree with you there, Jeff. I feel like Trevor Story needs a day off here at some point, too. You're not going to see Mr. Rogers in the series against the Orioles over the next 4 days. Sagano, a right-hander, goes in game 1. So Duran's probably in there, but really I'd have no issue with Duran getting a day here at some point. Trevor Story the same. Remember, you're in a stretch now. You do not have a scheduled off day during this entire upcoming week. You go home after the Baltimore series. That wraps up Thursday afternoon at Camden Yards. Then you're home for 3 against the Pirates. You don't see Rogers in the Orioles series, but guess who you're likely to see? Oh, man, I just thought of this. I think you'd be excited to see Paul Skeens pitch at Fenway Park. But if both rotations stick, it's Skeens and May series opener Friday night at Fenway. No confidence right now in Dustin May. Just don't. And I don't think he's got a lot of confidence in himself. I'll put it that way. But yeah, Jeff, there are a couple of guys in the lineup right now who could use a day off. And Bregman might be in there as well. Andrew the GOAT back, follow up. What a joke game by the Red Sox. It wasn't that horrible. You really could not sweep the Yankees. Are you kidding me? First off, Andrew the GOAT, you're using my line. Are you kidding me? But that's okay. You're Andrew the GOAT. I'll look the other way. Emily, I hate seeing the Yankees beat the Red Sox on my screen and severely disgusted with the pitching. Duran, Romy, Yoshida striking out there. Way too much from Emily. Yeah, it is right now. It's hard. Griffin, this is why I don't get optimistic. Come on. You just won 3 in a row. You won a 1-0 game on Friday. You blasted them with a 7-run 9th inning and won 12-1 on Saturday. Then you got to go out and enjoy your Saturday night. Come on, Griffin. I'm not buying that. You were optimistic. You were excited. You still won the series 3-1. You split this 4-game series in Baltimore. You've gone 5-3 on the trip. You win 3 out of 4. That's even better. You go 6-2 through New York and Baltimore, the Bronx and Charm City. Emily, it's like the team feeds off how, yes, agree. It's like the team feeds off how our starting pitchers do, or pitcher does. And when they became an embarrassment, the team was just like, I don't want to say embarrassment. You're within 5 runs. Again, a couple of those home runs, they're not out of every big league ballpark. Brownie 3, E. Just can't take May or Buehler seriously. Both have zero confidence and both completely lost in their sequence arsenal. Good stuff means nothing when you have zero command. Can't disagree with that. Griffin, even optimism is pessimistic. Yes, good follow-up. And pessimism is nihilism. You got me there. Well said. Emily is done with May and Buehler. May was minor league material. The umps bleeped sucked the entire series. Yeah, they did. And they're bad around baseball. They really are. Brownie. May knows he'll bleep himself at some point. Same with Buehler. Buehler is done. It's going to be interesting. I'd have a hard time believing either one of those guys is DFA'd because they'd be picked up immediately and maybe they come back. Maybe the Tigers take a flyer. You can't designate either one of these guys because they will be picked up. Some other team will think we can fix them. They're going to be good for us. We can find lightning in the bottle. And with May and Buehler both, I thought about this. You don't let them go because in these instances, I fear they would come back and haunt you for the remainder of 2025. I really do. And here's one as well. Tibbs, the outfielder, you got him in the Devers trade. Top outfield prospect in minor league baseball. But he was, I think it was Tibbs and one other, maybe another minor league pitcher that went for Dustin May. That's how expensive it is just to get a starting pitcher who is a box of chocolates. 1-3 now in his 4 starts. He's been decent in 2 starts. He's been bad in 2 others. That's not good. Think of that package you had to give up just for that. And who knows what Tibbs turns into. down the road. George White, 3-4 is good. 3-4 is good, given we lost 3 in a row prior to that. Yes. Going back. It's bad when the unknown is attractive. There you go. Emily, I don't know. IDK, I don't know if I think Harrison is ready either. Tolley has been nasty, though. I wish Cooper Criswell was ready to go, but he's dealing with elbow inflammation, so he's not available. With Lowe hitting the way he is, Yoshida is absolutely useless. This from Brownie. I've never seen a more useless major league player at this point. Hamilton provides way more value, and that's saying something. Kind of is. And I think you got to ride Hamilton here a little bit. And, thinking about it, he should have maybe he should have been first off the bench. You still had flexibility defensively as to what you could have done. And putting Hamilton in the game defensively is better than putting Yoshida in the game in left field. At least the password hasn't an excuse. He's new, and the nerves are still going crazy. That from Emily. Couple more here. Couple more. Where are we going? I got to scroll through. Jules wants to call up the entire farm. Tolley, Sandlin. The password's already here. Go from there. Griffin. Brian Griffin. And they aren't sabotaging the clubhouse too. By all reports. I skipped through, so I'm not sure who you're talking about there. Can I get it here? LOL, my wife is super girly, and I can't talk about the game with her. It goes over her head, so I come here to vent and celebrate. Emily, I'm not sure where this was going with the conversation, but we are happy to have you here. We really are. So you keep coming back every single game. At some point, the wife might say, hey, you're spending too much time over there. Hey, we try to be out of here in 20 to 25 minutes. Sometimes we go over and then we get in trouble. I'm just kidding on that last part. Hey, back at it. We'll be on within minutes of the final out. Game 1 of the 4-game series in Baltimore against the Orioles. That is Monday night from Camden Yards. Game number 1 of the 4-game series. 6:35 first pitch, by the way. I'm just trying to scroll through here and maybe find real quick. It's Sugano, right-hander. You saw him at Fenway. And for the Red Sox, I don't have it here. Why don't I have the Red Sox starting pitcher for the game of the series? I've got to move that up in my world. Who goes in game 1? Geez, I really want to find that. And I'm wasting time doing this. Don't want to do that. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's the TBA. That's why I didn't have it at the top of my head. I'm hoping it's Kyle Harrison. If it's Richard Fitz, I'm fine with that too. Tip of the cap to our sponsors, FanDuel and 5-Hour Energy. As always, tip our VAR cap to you as well, our Royal Rooters on the Locked On Red Sox postcast. We appreciate all your efforts in making this the number 1 destination, the number 1 place to be. Emily, bring the wife around. Love to meet her. Yes, the Royal Rooters helping us make this the number 1 destination and hang out immediately after every Red Sox game. We'll be on within minutes of the final out of game 1 of the 4-game series, Red Sox, Orioles, Camden Yards on Monday night. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, who sometimes just give you fits every single day. Maybe we're going to see Richard Fitz on Monday.